Thank you so much for choosing the Romantic School of Music, the oldest, arguably the most prestigious, and definitely the most magical school of music in the world. Yes, magic. And as the lessons progress, I believe that you will be amazed at just how true so many of the legends about music and master violins really are. Yet, in the words of Leopold Auer, art begins where technique ends. And then comes the magic. So whether this is your very first day, or you've been playing the violin your entire life, let's you and I take a deep breath, smile, and start from the very beginning. Because playing the violin well can really make the world a better place. But playing it poorly, ooh, we all know what that sounds like. If you haven't yet, you should watch the Romantic School of Music's video on how to really hold a violin. But if you choose to do it a little later, or your old fading memory is just a little hazy, yet failing memories will amazingly start getting better as you follow these lessons. The main points are: hold your chin up, place the violin on your left shoulder snugly against your neck at about 45 degrees. Turn your face slightly to the right or toward the audience, and with the help of a properly adjusted shoulder rest and chin rest, bring your chin down. And then make sure that the scroll remains level no matter how much or how little pressure you apply against the chin rest. Now, is it comfortable? If not, you need to go back and watch the video and do whatever is necessary for your answer to become a confident, reassuring yes. Because verifying this at the very beginning will set the stage for how quickly you will progress and how much joy, instead of misery, you will receive while playing the violin. If, on the other hand, you have chosen to play without a shoulder rest or even a chin rest, as traditional Baroque players sometimes do, the trick to success is in lifting the left shoulder higher than usual and bringing it slightly forward, and then contorting your body a little bit to make it as comfortable as possible. But if you have any doubts whatsoever, I suggest using a properly fitted chin rest and shoulder rest, so you don't end up with a twisted spine like Paganini did, or pinched nerves that force you to stop playing long before you grow old. The neck of the violin is then cradled in a relaxed V formed by the thumb and index finger. And unlike a fat little piggy wallowing in the mud, there should always be an open gap between the neck and the bottom of the V, as if to say, I'm free like a bird, because the left hand should not pinch or clench the neck, except possibly when you're taking it out of the case or putting it away. So your first assignment is to practice slowly and methodically, lifting your violin into playing position and supporting it with your left hand until the movements become second nature. At the same time, as shown in the video on holding the violin, once your violin is in playing position, the left wrist should immediately straighten and then remain straight and relaxed the entire time you play. This might take you 5 minutes of practicing to get it right, and so it feels natural, or it might take a day or two. And in some cases even longer if you need to find a different chin rest or shoulder rest to get comfortable. But however long it takes, make sure that you can consistently get comfortable and secure. If your shoulder rest ever comes loose from your violin, or it falls off altogether, which has happened to many people in the middle of a performance, make sure that you get in the habit of putting it on tighter, or get some better feet for it, or in very rare cases, you may need to use rubber bands to help hold the shoulder rest in place. It might take you a little longer to get ready to play each time, yet it really is necessary, right now, to do whatever it takes to confidently hold your violin in place. Because worrying about your violin staying where it should, or having it jab or hurt you, are distractions that will keep you from focusing on everything else there is to learn. Now, hold your violin up in playing position while I seem to contradict some of the things that I've just said. Because the next thing to learn about playing the violin is that it will ache and possibly even hurt a little, especially in the beginning. What? Yes, it's true. Learning to play the violin is not for wimps. Because in order to succeed, you must now enter the world of the weightlifter, the ballet dancer, and the gymnast by using, building, and fine-tuning muscles that most people never or barely ever use. Most of them are little ones, yet they can still scream pretty loud. And they can also twitch and writhe and almost drive you crazy the next day, at least in the beginning. But after a few days, or sometimes a couple weeks, when you finally realize that all of the aches and pains have gone away, and that those weak little muscles have now become your best friends and will help you play the violin better, it will be worth it. At the same time, one of the best rules of building strength and developing muscles properly is to not strain or damage them. So, it's now time to lower your violin, because if you're not a violinist already, or by chance a sharpshooter with a rifle, you will probably be feeling some of those muscles already. Now ask yourself, am I glad I'm feeling new muscles that I didn't even know that I had? Or are you saying to yourself, I don't know if I want to play the violin or not? Because choosing between these two attitudes at the very beginning is one of the most important factors in determining if you will succeed or not. At the same time, don't give up right now. Because unlike many of the previous masters at the Romantic School of Music, like Leopold Auer, I won't tell you to go home and give up on ever becoming a violinist. I will remain an optimist, and I will do everything that I can to help you with any negative attitudes that you may have right now, or that you may develop along the way. And I will try to create lessons that will help nip each issue in the bud. Because believe me, there are going to be issues learning how to play the violin. You will get discouraged about something along the way. Yet overcoming that horrible something will make you a much better person, as well as a great violinist in the end. Muscles do need worn down in order to build them back up stronger. And a good diet helps. But watch out. Building strength and endurance is one area where going too far too fast is a bad idea. So only practice holding up your violin for a few minutes at a time in the beginning. Then try using small objects or weights. It can be just about anything, and hold them up like you would your violin, and then move them up and down a little bit. But always make sure that your arm is turned like you're still holding the violin with a straight wrist. This will help develop more strength in these muscles and make holding the violin even easier. So, even if you've been playing the violin for a long time, for the next few days, try this. Lift things up from around the house like you would your violin, and then trade off with holding your violin up. Preferably in front of a mirror, where you can spend some good quality time, looking like you really are a violinist.